Welcome to the Bath Fizz and Foam YouTube channel. My name is Robyn French Smith, and today we're going to talk about the Chunkadust Pumpkin Bombshell Mold, which is one of my favorite bombshell molds, possibly one of my favorite bath bomb molds in general, but bombshell for sure, that has ever been created. So first, let me describe what a bombshell mold is. I was showing you all the pieces there just a second ago, and now I'm mixing my mix up. So while I do that, let's talk about, what is a bombshell. So a bombshell mold is a bath bomb mold that has a hollow place in the middle, and you can fill that hollow place with bath bomb dust, bath salts, bubble bath. Dry, like bubble bar, whatever. You can fill it with kind of whatever you want. I prefer to fill it with bath bomb dust, but I've done it with salts. I've done it with all kinds of things. It's exciting. It's cool. It gives your customers kind of like a surprise because they put it in the water. They don't know what's inside. People love mysteries, okay? So they don't know what's inside. And I've done ones where, like, if it comes out one color, it means this thing. If it comes out another color, it means that thing. You can do all kinds of things with it. And it's a good way to use failed bath bombs or failed bath bomb embeds. So if you have just kind of bath bomb dust sitting around, that's a really good way to kind of use it up. And so anyway, hey, let's get started, okay? So this bombshell mold is not like any other bombshell mold I have ever used. I wish they were all exactly like this. And I didn't show you how I put those first two pieces together, and I'm sorry for that, but I will go over it a few times. So anyway, I lightly filled the mold, right? And then I pushed the press piece in, right? And I'm pressing around on the edges, making sure it's filled. And I'm showing you right there, that's the depth of my Saturn ring. So I want that to be a little bit thick because I want that to be sturdy. And then I was tapping the edge of that press piece and pulling that away so that I have that nice crisp edge. And then I'm going to remove the shell piece, that outer piece. Maybe. Am I? Yes, I am. Cool. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to remove that shell piece, and then I'm going to flip the bath bomb over. If you're nervous about it, you can wrap your fingers around the bath bomb. It's probably not going to fall out though, so you're probably good. And then I'm going to tap all the way around, pull straight up, and there we have the bottom of our pumpkin. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, we're going to take that same shell piece that we used for the bottom, and now we're going to use it for the top piece. So there's the top piece. We're going to put the shell in place, if I can figure it out. And then we're going to lightly fill the mold, kind of shake it to make sure you get bath bomb mix in all the little good crooks and crannies. And then we're going to put our press piece in. Start tarting slowly as I take time. Okay, we're going to put our press piece in. And this one has a hole in it because that's where our stopper is going to go. And this will all make so much sense someday. Trust me. And I'm going to press around the edges and then begin to unmold it. I'm also going to carve out that little area where the hole is just because. And, you can fill this if you want where it has kind of a lower profile Saturn ring where it's like more flush, but I like it to have kind of that healthy Saturn ring. I find that it's less likely for my edges to break. Okay, so I'm tapping that, edge piece because I'm trying to pull it up, and you can see that it cracked just a teeny tiny bit, but it's okay. It's okay because nobody is going to see the inside of these. So as long as like the structural integrity per se is there, it's perfectly fine if the inside is kind of cracked. And that's one of the reasons I like having that little, little Saturn ring there, little thick Saturn ring, because it's gonna help make sure that those edges are sturdy. And when I pulled that edge piece up, you can see now that it's not cracked or anything like that on the outside. So, okay, we're gonna repeat that process. Now, normally when I'm doing this, no, I'm not. We're gonna do the stopper. So look, the stoppers, if you're going to struggle with anything when it comes to bombshell molds, they're not always easy, but it's just stoppers. I don't know why the stoppers are so difficult. Anyway, I lightly fill it. I tap it one time. Then I press the flat piece, and then I'm hand pressing. I'm not table pressing or anything like that. Hand pressing. Okay. And then just give it a squeeze, and then pull away that top piece. If I have any resistance, you tap. Don't pull it away without tapping because you're going to break it. Okay. I have my oh my God, look how cute that little leaf is. Okay. I have my cute little leaf, and I'm going to flip him out, and then I'm going to very gently tap while I'm pulling up, and I'll show you another one where I show you how to do that. So, okay. What I was going to say was that normally, oh, look, there I am showing you how to put that press piece in. This is why I love, not the press piece, the shell. This is why I love this mold. Most bombshell molds do not have where you can pull that shell piece away. And so filling in that lip around the edge is just, it's a guessing game. Like, you don't know if everything got in there or not. And you kind of have to hope that everything gets in there. Not Kata. This is not Kata. Sorry. Edit that out. Chunkadust. Please make every bombshell mold like this. Can they all be like this? Is there a reason that they can't be? If there's a reason they can't be, then it's fine. But please make them all like this. It makes it so easy to work with. Okay, because then we remove that. Let's press this up. And, press the shell piece through. I'm weighing it to make sure that each pumpkin weighs the exact amount. Wrap your fingers around that edge if you're afraid that he's gonna fall out. He's not, but if you're afraid, whatever. And I love to do this bombshell white. I thought about doing it orange because optically it would probably show it better if it was orange, but I love doing this a pristine white. So that's why I'm using one of our low humidity recipes that doesn't have any kaolin clay or milk in it, because I want it to have a perfect white bath bomb. So I will include a link for that bath bomb trio in the description if you're interested in it. But anyway, okay, let's do the top part. So look, here's what I was saying, and I cut myself off several times saying it. Normally, when I'm doing this, I do all the bottoms, and then I do all the tops, and then I do all the stoppers. It'd probably be better off if you did all the stoppers first, or do the stoppers in the middle, because the stoppers are the hardest part. And so if your mix is starting to dry out at the end, it's so frustrating. So not just this one either, like all bombshells. I don't know why the stoppers are so hard, because they're small and they're cute. And you know that small, cute things are just more evil. We all know that. That's why it's a trope. A small, cute, yet evil thing. That's a stopper. Most of these stoppers are like that. So don't do it first off. Make sure your mix is good, right? But then also don't wait till the end, because when your mix is drying out, that is not the time to be having a come to Jesus moment with that stopper. I'm just saying. Okay, and if there's any resistance, well, you should tap again, but I didn't, and look what happened. It broke. Okay, but that's okay, because what I say, what I'm telling you, it's okay. It's okay. What I say, it's not gonna show. So it's fine. And we have a thick Saturn ring, so we have that thick lip, so it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, now we're gonna flip it over. And anyway, yeah, I don't know why. I just love this. I just love this mold. It's been one of my favorites for years. I've wanted to do a video on it for a really long time, and I never have, because reasons. I don't know. But I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do a series of bombshells. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a Kata bombshell. I'm gonna do an inedible soaps bombshell, and I'm doing this Chunkadust one because it's my favorite bombshell. Okay, so the stopper. This is different than most ways that you make bath bombs. Okay, so I'm putting the stopper in. I'm leaving some, I'm having to create space with my hand. I just barely tapped the mix in. I'm doing the mix in, and I just tapped it because I want it to go into that stopper hole, but you don't want to pack any mix into that stopper hole. At least not for me. You can do that if you want to. You know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't tell you how to do it. I'll tell you how I do it, what works for me, but I shouldn't tell you how you should do it. Experiment, find what works for you. That's what works for me. Okay, and then I'm going to pop it out of here. And then here's the other thing I'm going to show you right now. When I turn it over, you want to be careful when you're tapping it, because if you tap it and it's like flat on the, look, I'm bringing you in close because I really want you to see this. If you tap it and it's like straight on the table, you might break that little stopper stem, and you don't want to do that. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to lift it up off the table. What? See? Magic. Okay, I put my spoon underneath it just to show you there's space, okay? I'm lifting it up off the table while I'm tapping. Don't pick up your bath bombs right after you made them. I just want to show you, but don't do that. There's no need to do that. I have people message me sometimes and they're like, I want to be able to do that. No, there's no reason to do that. The only reason I did that was to show you. But anyway, you're lifted up as you're tapping, and then let gravity pull that little stopper out. And I was making bath bombs live, and one of our people in our Bath Fizz and Foam group like suggested doing it that way, and that was life changing. So I'm pretty sure I know who that was, but I don't want to call them out because I don't know for sure if that was them. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I remember who that was who told me that, and whoever it was, thank you. But it's a really good little tip to like let gravity pull that stopper out of there for you, because otherwise, look, you will be cussing up a blue streak. You will be so frustrated and angry, okay? And it's just not worth your mental health to have a breakdown over this little stopper, okay? So normally I do all the bottoms, I do all the tops, and then I do all the stoppers. And this is actually probably a better way to go. I would say always make a few extra stoppers, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And you have enough bath bomb dust. Like, I'm not even weighing the stoppers because they weigh less than an ounce. I think they weigh like I don't even think they weigh half an ounce. So I don't really even worry too much about how much they weigh. But be very careful when you're moving them, okay? Because you have to remember that they're hollow. So be very careful when you're moving them if you have to move them. Try not to move them if you don't have to. And actually, bombshells were the main reason I started using that freezer paper underneath my pan, because sometimes in my humidity, the bath bombs will like slightly activate and stick to the pan just like ever so much, which is like not that big a deal when it's a flat bath bomb or whatever, because I can kind of scooch it and get it unstuck. But with the bombshells, they have those little fragile edges, and I was very unhappy that I broke some. So anyway. So, I don't know. Number one, if you're interested in trying out bombshell bath bomb molds, then this is a great one to start with. But also, it might like ruin you for other bath bombshells. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're gonna be like, oh, they're so easy to work with, and you're just gonna think that all of them are like that. So, okay, so now people want to know, once you have the pieces, then how do you put them together? Like, how do you glue them together? So what I'm doing right here is I'm just kind of dusting off the edges of the bath bomb. A lot of times I do this anyway, like before I paint a bath bomb or anything like that. But I'm about to spray them with 91% rubbing alcohol on the outside of them. And I want to make sure that all those little crispy crumbles are off the bath bomb before I do that. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. A lot of times I'll just use my fingers, but these are like real delicate, so I'm using a paintbrush. But you don't have to do this. It's just kind of like my OCD thing that I'm doing. Okay, so people ask, how do you glue the two pieces together? And there are differing opinions on how to do this. I'm going to use a cocoa butter drizzle that comes in our cocoa butter drizzle bath bomb. You would think I'd know the name of our products, but I don't. Our bath bomb and bubble bar drizzle PDF guide. I'm going to use the quick and thick drizzle because it's quick and it's thick. Okay, I'm going to use, but you can also use a simple ratio, a 1-to-1 ratio of cocoa butter to cornstarch or baking soda. I just like to use kind of our more advanced drizzle recipes because they have surfactants and emulsifiers and other things in there that will prevent them from leaving an oily, gooey mess in the tub. If it's just a teeny tiny amount of drizzle, then normally you can do a 1-to-1 ratio and you won't even notice that like it's not even going to make a difference. But if you're using a lot of drizzle, then yeah, you might want to consider including surfactants and emulsifiers and all that stuff. And I'll leave the link in the description, but you don't have to use that. I'm just saying that's what I'm using in this one. You don't have to use that. You could just use a 1-to-1 ratio of cocoa butter to baking soda or cornstarch. And then the other thing, another way that people glue them together is they will brush the edge of the bombshell with water. Now, I don't do that. Oh, look, here I am using some leftover bath bomb dust. Like I made some VCR bath bombs, which I'm like super excited about those, but I made some VCR bath bombs and I had some black dust left over, so I used that. I'm putting some more embeds in, and then I have a triple moon video coming up and to show you like how to use long bath bombs, how to keep them balanced, you know, so they don't break. And I had some dust left over from that, so I used that. So anyway, the other way that people do it, if they don't use a drizzle, right, is they use water. They just brush a little bit of water onto their bath bombs and then they glue the edges together like that. And if that works for you, then good. I don't personally prefer that because it actually makes the bath bomb more weak because you've activated it. Not like the whole bath bomb, but like that little edge area. It just kind of weakens it. And so it's more likely that it's like going to kind of turn to dust or other things might happen. I also don't like the look of it in general. Like for this one, I can keep it really clean. I can keep that drizzle right on the inside edge. And so it's not going to spill over or anything. You can't even tell how it's glued together. It just looks like magical and seamless. So that's how I like it. And if you do like the brushed water, like you can kind of see where it's a little bit activated. It's not that big a deal though. So if you want to do it that way, do it that way. You know, I'm here to give you options. For the stopper, I love to make them gold. I thought about doing them like a pale green. I actually did this on a Patreon live. Look at that. I actually did these on a Patreon live and I told them that like I debate sometimes whether or not I should change it, but I really love this look of like a white pumpkin with the gold leaf. It's just so pretty to me. And so yeah, so I'm painting those. And then one thing that you definitely want to do, I did it in the video, but I didn't like mention it, except I mentioned it earlier, but then I didn't mention it. Anyway, lightly spray them with 91% rubbing alcohol. That's going to kind of help them be a little bit stronger and be able to withstand kind of the handling. You're going to be handling them a lot for a minute at least. Okay, and then you put the little stopper in. Oh my God, look how gorgeous that is. Okay, so say you fill up your pumpkin and then you decide that you want more dust in it. You can put a little funnel in and do it like this, or you could do the whole thing where you just fill it with the funnel and you might need to use a paintbrush or some, pencil or something and, shove it to get it more full. But yeah, you could do that too. So that's another option. I don't do it that way usually, but I did want to show you that that's like another option for filling them. And then I'm kind of shaking it to make sure it's full. And then here is what they look like in the tub. Now, I'm not going to lie. I did not choose a great combination of colors. I just kind of chose whatever random colors struck my fancy. But normally I take off the stopper, which I also didn't do. I don't know why, but I take off the stopper, put it in a tub, and then it floats even though it's like a 9-ounce bath bomb because the shell, each side of the shell was like 4 ounces. And then plus you have the stuff on the inside. So even though it's like a 9-ounce bath bomb, it floats because it's hollow. And then watch when you dunk it under the water and you get, oh my gosh, all those colors come shooting out. It's so cool. Sometimes the edge of the embed, not the edge of the bombshell, you can leave one little section where you don't put drizzle and then the water can come in there. Just do a teeny tiny little section, the size of your pinky fingernail, whatever. And just do a little section where you don't put drizzle and then you can let the water shoot in there and then the water will and kind of volcano out the top. It's so cool. Anyway, I love using bombshell molds. I think that they're a lot of fun. I think that people like them too, adults like them because it's interactive. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I now have, going across the screen, I have our Patreon supporters' names going across the screen. I just want to give them a shout out for being awesome. They are our Patreon BFFs. They are amazing. We do face-to-face Friday every Friday, and then our bonus tier also gets a soaping Sunday where we usually make soap, but sometimes we do other things. Then the bonus tier also gets recipes and all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, we have a lot of fun in Patreon, and I just want to show them how much I appreciate them because they're awesome and they're supportive. Not that you guys aren't supportive, but like they also they're just so supportive. I appreciate it. I will also include links in the description where you can find our Facebook group, Bath Fizz and Foam, Bath Bomb, and Bubble Bar support group. So if you're looking for a community of helpful, kind, friendly makers, we're here for you. Links to the recipe, everything else, anything else that you are interested in, I will include links to it in the description. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. And as always, happy making.